swimming Spartans, campus camaraderie, and veggie validation. All this and more as the Stafford Weekly News starts now. Welcome to the Friday, February 17th edition of the Stafford Weekly News. I'm Randall Williams. When people talk about high school sports, it's usually football this and baseball that, but that may change as members of Stafford's swim team made it all the way to the UIL state competition. Let's say you have a really good swim team. In fact, they're so good, some of them make it to the state championship. What do? Well, you celebrate. But then comes the actual day of competition and you realize this is real. This is the time to perform.
You had a little trouble getting to sleep last night.
Yes.
Did that affect anything today?
I would say it did not. I think it might have affected us like 0.5%, but once you hit the water, you know, you get in your flow state, your mind kind of just goes blank, and you're kind of just swimming as fast as you can, and you don't even know it.
Dropped a second
Okay,
off my butterfly 50 relay, for the relay.
that's great. Now, could you tell that while you were
Yeah,
in the race? Okay.
because on my first 25 down, I didn't take a single breath, and usually I would have taken like two or one.
I wouldn't say there's any superstition as much as there is like pre-meet rituals, like what people do like every race, what stretch they do, what they like to eat before they race. It's all like very specific to the swimmer.
Or what they're doing behind the blocks before they get up.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I would say.
We get a lot of time in between races.
Yeah, especially because it's the state meet. They give you plenty of time to cool down and refocus your head and just be ready for the next race. Yeah, I would say this year, especially in the 50 freestyle, like the heat that Bryce is in was really fast. And like as a junior, Bryce is swimming against a lot of seniors like us, and it can be really intimidating and just hard to keep up sometimes. But I know Bryce, he's a real strong swimmer, not only physically but mentally, and like he always brings his best.
He just has that competitive edge, no matter what sport he's in.
Yeah, I would say it's always great to recognize the Stafford parents. They're always in red, always cheering for us, and it's really encouraging.
Good work, everybody. We're all proud of you. For Spartan Spotlight, this is Randall Williams. Valentine's Day was last Tuesday. Did you remember? Don't worry, if you didn't, you'll hear about it. SMSD's Early Childhood Center didn't forget, and John King was there. It might even be him in the bear suit.
Today is Valentine's Day here at ECC, and of course the children love to celebrate today because they have their Valentine's parties and they get to get lots of candy and share gifts and treats with their Palantine friends. But it's also a great day for us as adults because we use this as a random act of kindness day. And so we spread little small acts of kindness around the school just to spread love and energy and just to remind the staff and students that today is about loving one another and accepting one another. We celebrate diversity. And so it's just a great opportunity to, highlight those topics. It's important to celebrate this day, not because it's Valentine's Day or people may think it's the time for couples, but we are trying to teach the children, and I have our very own SEC Care Bear here to show kids that the importance of just caring for one another and loving on one another. If we can instill those traits in them at a young age, what a much better place this world would be. One of our mantras here at Stafford ECC is that every student counts and every moment matters. And so taking moments like this and turning them into a big deal, again, helps make memorable moments for kids and helps them, put something in their mind and in their heart to say that, that they can reflect on, to say, it's good to be kind, or it's good to share. It's a good thing to be nice to our friends and to, give just as much as we receive. So that's why it's important, and hopefully those traits would also carry on into other aspects of their life. This is our third year being open here, and it's our second year of going full out with Care Bear and doing the treats, and we allow parents also to make orders, and they were able to send special gifts to their kids. They couldn't be here today because of work or just not being able to get to the school. So it was also an opportunity for us to engage with the community and parents, and they can send love to their children while they're at work. We had special treats for the teachers as well, because we use every opportunity that we can to show them appreciation, and whether it be big or small. Like today, it's buntinis from one of our business partners, nothing but cakes. But again, just any chance we get just to show them that we appreciate them, we value what they do, and again, it's about giving back to them. And here at Stafford ECC, my teachers love snacks and treats and to eat, so I really do think that they appreciate these moments. Care Bear, anything from you? Care Bear just says spread love all around, make it a better place by spreading kindness and love.
Fort Bend County is growing, and with that growth comes a question: how to get all these people from point A to point B? The answer lies with county engineers, and the Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce welcomed them to a recent event. The Fort Bend Chamber of Commerce is very active in the economic growth of our county, and that includes business, education, and infrastructure, as a recent breakfast meeting showed.
Fort Bend Chamber, we love to host breakfast and lunch events for the residents of Fort Bend County and for those that work in Fort Bend County. They're great events because it's typically a small, close-knit group. We know each other, we work with each other, and we care about the infrastructure needs of the county. So they're great events. You don't have to be an engineer to attend. We all know that infrastructure affects everyone, residents. When you talk about emergency services, when you talk about businesses, business growth and development, we're here for everyone just to learn more about infrastructure in the county.
Stacy's a Fort Bend County engineer and has 27 years of experience in managing infrastructure projects in the Houston area. He has a Bachelor of Science degree in Civil Engineering from Texas A&M University. And is president of the Texas Association of County Engineers and Road Administrators, committee member of HGAC Technical Advisory Committee, and HGAC Transportation Improvement Program.
So Fort Bend County is going to be requesting that the voters of Fort Bend come out and vote yes for the mobility bond for 2023. We estimate this bond value to be $400 million, and that would cover about 50 to 60 transportation projects throughout the Fort Bend County region. All of them are ultimate priority projects. There are some areas of the county that need transportation improvements immediately, just due to the congestion and the population growth in those areas. But there's also projects in more undeveloped areas that need to be constructed to meet future demands as well. I suggest you just go to the Fort Bend County website. There's a lot of information on the past mobility projects. Just search for Fort Bend County Engineering and look for the interactive GIS map, and you can see some of the projects that have been constructed in the past 20 years. There's also, there will be, once we have a 23 mobility program identified, we will post the list of projects for the 23 bond election on that same website as well.
If you want more information about our events, please visit thefortbendchamber.com.
For Stafford Weekly News, this is Randall Williams. Studying Society, next.
In Stafford, diversity is not just a number, it's who we are.
When you are here, you become part of the story.
You can sleep well knowing we're always on the job and looking out for you.
It's a great place for growth and opportunity.
Tradition starts here.
We teach your children and we stick around for your grandchildren.
We are one. We are Stafford.
This is the city of Stafford, and we are one.
The Black Life Studies Club has been an important campus presence for years, but they are far from the only such campus organization in America. John King attended an event spotlighting those organizations.
This event is called the Tables of the Divine Nine. It is presented for a Black History Month presentation by the Black Life Studies Club here at HCC Southwest. I am the advisor for that club. What you have here present today is 8 of the 9 organizations. Each one of these organizations that are present today are over 100 years old. So collectively, we represent 800 years of Black history in America. So the purpose today is for the organizations to come out, talk about that history and the achievements that each individual member has made towards Black history in this country. Black history is important, and so you need an organization like the Black Life Studies Club to help promote it, to keep it in the forefront of our youth mind, because if you don't know your history, the moniker goes, you are doomed to repeat it. And as Blacks in America, we're not trying to go back to slavery, chattel slavery. We're not trying to go back there. We're not trying to go back to Jim Crow. We're not trying to go back to black codes. And this represents the struggle that the people that were actually in it, even to this present day, have done to prevent that type of history from, happening again.
As members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, we wanted to make sure that we are establishing and speaking on our purpose, which is servanthood, transcendence. We're the first African-American fraternity. We were founded to meet the needs of advancement for our people, for the people of color, founded over 117 years ago. And we're just here to show that we're here to guide, strengthen, and build our community.
Zeta Phi Beta is played a big role as far as women voting rights and just moving women along back, like I said, from the 20th century. So talking about our knowledge and our history as an organization is very important to me, and we wanted to bring it to the students of ACC.
It's important for students to understand what organizations, fraternities, sororities, and social clubs are available to them on a four-year college campus. But more importantly, it's important for students to understand from which they come. There's not a place and time where an Omega man hasn't impacted history in all disciplines, politics, the arts, sports, etc.
Our purpose is to enhance the quality of life for women and their families in the U.S. globally through community service. Our purpose is to achieve progress when it comes to education, healthcare, and leadership development.
With our principles, brotherhood, scholarship, and service, this does fall under our principles of scholarship from an academic standpoint.
Each of these organizations were established with unique core values, but shared a common goal: to educate and uplift the Black community from racial inequities.
We are a part of Black history. We are Black history. As one of the first intercollegiate sororities developed on the campus of Howard University, January 15th, 1908.
Each one of these organizations is founded on Christian principles, okay? So if you're utilizing the internet, they'll talk about we're demonic or satanic. That's not true. Each one of these organizations is built on Christian foundation.
Today I'm here to speak at the Divine Nine event, where I'll be talking to students and to adults around how to write your own history when it comes to your career advancement. Oftentimes, African Americans are known to be historically underrepresented and historically marginalized in the workplace, and so I want to equip both students and adults alike with tools that will help them to advance in their careers and actually take control of what their career trajectory looks like.
The training and leadership that you gain from being a part of these organizations is priceless, and it'll be invaluable to your community.
Happy New Year again. Next.
You can try, but you won't find another city like Stafford, Texas.
Serving our community just like you like it.
Taking care of you and your home since 1945.
We believe in STEM to learn and STEM to earn.
We're heading into college certified and career ready.
As a former student of Stafford, I take pride in keeping our classrooms safe.
We are Stafford, we are one.
If you're a gardener or a farmer and you really want to improve your vegetable game, where do you go for information? Who can you trust? Well, there's Texas A&M's AgriLife Extension Service, who just held their 38th annual vegetable conference.
So today we have our 38th annual vegetable conference. It is a conference gathering of people that are interested in learning things that are related to vegetables, food production, that kind of thing. So one of the things that attracts a lot of people here is the CEUs that they can get, so continuing education units for pesticide applicators, that kind of thing. But in addition to that, there's just a lot of really great information about growing vegetables, the kinds of things that affect vegetables. So several specialists are out here, many experts in this field providing their knowledge to help people kind of figure out what they're doing with their gardens, with their farms, with all of those kinds of things. So, you know, there's a lot of information out there. Sometimes it's hard to find, first of all, find information. Secondly, find really good, reliable information. So the things that we teach are based on research, and so we can say that these are the things that we've learned through experience, through our experts who have done the research, and the information provided, people can be assured that it's reliable. So one of the topics today is about climate, and so how that might affect and the weather changes that we're experiencing, and having people be able to have that knowledge to know how they can adapt to make sure that they are successful in their horticultural and agricultural endeavors. So we have committees of people, residents, farmers, producers, people that are interested, some of our master gardeners. So this conference in particular is put on by the Agriculture and Horticulture Advisory Committee, so AHAC is what we call it for short. But so it's people representative of the community of our entire county, so they provide advice and topics. And then also our specialists, so some of the things that are coming down from the research that they are doing that maybe people aren't aware of in the communities yet. So this is one of the things that kind of helps make sure that we're on the forefront of that education and that information that people need to have. So maybe they have the opportunity to get it before they've even realized that it's a thing. So this is one example of the things that we do educate on: agriculture, natural resources, 4-H youth development, family and community health. And so there's a variety of conferences, classes, all kinds of things that we put on just to help people better their lives is the ultimate goal. So whether it's growing vegetables or it's feeding your family, what we do in Extension is just help people learn to do that better. And so I think that that's one of the most important things. Just so, like I mentioned earlier, the research and the education and making sure that it's reliable. So whatever it is, whether it has to do with how the food grows or what the food does in our body when we eat it, and then how our kids are developing through youth development and what kind of opportunities that they have. So basically it's research presented to our communities in very easy to understand ways. And so, you know, because sometimes research can be a little complicated and very scientific, but Extension helps people apply that to their lives. So we are often called the best kept secret in Texas, but we don't want to be the best kept secret. We want people to know that we're here and to be able to utilize what we have to offer. So check us out.
The Year of the Rabbit continues to hop along as Fernando Ramirez visited the Fort Bend Discovery Center and discovered it's New Year's.
So we had a traditional lion dance with music to go along with it to celebrate Lunar New Year, celebrating the new year, and it's really like a fun way for kids to kind of see how we celebrate Lunar New Year and the traditions behind celebrating for Lunar New Year. Junction activities, which are our craft activities. They were able to create a little dragon puppet, as well as a rabbit origami in the Junction space, as well as in our art academy. We had rabbit themes since it's the Year of the Rabbits. Everybody was excited. The kids loved it. It's really great to have that type of performance when you can see a different culture that's other than our own, really, and how they celebrate their Lunar New Year, how they celebrate their Lunar New Year, their traditions, and what things mean in their culture. Things planned. One of the things coming up in February is our National Engineering Week, which is sponsored by Floor. We always get a good crowd out for that event. We always have extra engineering events on hand for the kids to kind of build and experiment with. Also spring break, obviously, when kids are out of school, we bring a lot of fun things and a lot of fun performers. In the past, we've had like hula hoop dancers, a magic show. So we'll have a lot of those same lineups that we did last year, hopefully on a bigger scale. I think it's really important because we are a learning resource for kids that a lot of parents may not know about, and we're here right in your backyard. So really, we touch on all types of things that kids could be learning about in school, like math concepts and science concepts that they might be learning about in school. So we really are still trying to get our name out there, but we have all types of learning for all types of ages here, and the parents learn something too when they're here with their kids. I think it's important because we want it to be a kid-friendly cultural experience, and we try to do that with a lot of our cultural celebrations that we do throughout the year, really. So in a fun, kid-friendly environment in which they can learn about another culture. I would love everybody to come out and visit us. If you want to know more about what we have going on, events that we're going to have throughout the year, you can check us out at our website. It's www.childrensdiscoveryfb.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We always have updates on there as well.
That's a wrap on our news for this week. Thank you for joining us. For everyone here at Stafford Weekly News, I'm Randall Williams. May all your news be good news.
This program was produced on the Stafford campus of Houston Community College.